Beautiful people, and welcome to Drawing Down the Stars. I'm Snappy, and thank you for joining me for our live tarot session today on August 16th, 2024. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Let's start by giving a shout out to our chat. So, good to see you, Kosker. Much love. Good to see you, Fish. Good evening, Carrie. Much love, Dorian. Nikosmas. Good evening. All the love, Mother Rhea. Good to see you, D Love. All right. Good to see you, Geronimo. Good evening, Isaac. Good to see you, Foundations. Good evening, Artemission. Much love, Vitamin 98. Amazing, amazing. All right. So let's start off by talking about the astrology a bit. So we're still in that beautiful energy of the sun in Leo, that confident, shining light, that radiant lion energy where we can be our unique selves, where we can move in action, where we can set a blaze to our life, and we can roar ourselves into existence, create ourselves, and be that confident power, right? And we have the moon in Capricorn. This is that energy of practicality, of ambition, of building, of hard work. And in the moon, we're going to have that restriction of our emotion. We're going to have a hyper focus. This is the time when you can really manifest, when you can really fixate upon what you truly want and build it in the real, when you can turn those emotions and those ideas into something that is tangible. You can change your life, focus on this energy and move in it. Focus and flow, right? Be ambitious, climb the mountain, be that goat energy, right? That's what Capricorn does. It arranges everything. It creates the tower. It ascends the mountain and sets itself in the stars. And when we shine that radiant light of the sun in Leo, we have that monstrous lion energy, that radiant fire to drive us forward. It's a beautiful time. It's a beautiful time to create, to move, to manifest. And it comes back to our title today and the energy general for this reading. When I was meditating this morning and I was thinking about what to title this, and I was drawing my cards, I drew the Wheel of Fortune. And when I was thinking on the wheel, I was thinking about this thing about being ready and accepting your fate and accepting the positives and the negatives and learning to just be able to move and flow with it. Fate and fortune is difficult energy. It's transformative energy. And when I was thinking on this too, I was also working with a friend and I drew some cards from them. And the Wheel of Fortune came up again with them. And this energy has just been really intense today, this Fortuna. And I think about one of my favorite philosophers, Christine de Pizan. She had this amazing book I read called The Mutability of Fortune. And fortune is a theme in a lot of her writings, and this idea of having to ascend and rise and overcome the waves of fortune. And for her, she had to embody that masculine energy and be transformed by it. And in her words, she fully became a man. She is the first professional writer in European history and was incredibly influential. Her books are amazing and everyone should read them. But the key to take away, and I think on with this energy, is this: if you can rise and meet fortune and transform, if you can go through those hard processes, you can embody that wealth. There's two sides to this fortune energy. Fortune can destroy you, or it can bring you and transform you into that diamond. But you have to be willing to go through that transformation. You have to be willing to see the other side. You have to contend with fortune. You have to rise above the fray. You have to be able to shine like a diamond, in spite of the pressure, right? Let the pressure reward you. It's that dance, right? Fortune is what you make of it. She can be that horrific force of destruction, or she can be that force that makes you adapt and become that shining diamond, that light, you know? So be like Christine de Pizan, rise and meet fortune and be transformed, right? Learn to roll and adapt with the waves. And accept the wealth that comes with that. If you can ride, it's always going to be abundance, you know? Beautiful. And I wanted to read for you guys a fun little poem. It's called The Tables Turned. It's by William Wordsworth. Up, up, my friend, and quit your books. Oh, surely you'll grow double. Up, up, my friend, and clear your looks. Why all this toil and trouble? The sun above the mountain's head, a freshening luster mellow, through all the long green fields has spread his first sweet evening yellow. Books, 'tis a dull and endless strife. Come hear the woodland linnet. How sweet his music on my life. There's more of wisdom in it. And hark, how blithe the throstle sings. He too is no mean preacher. Come forth into the light of things. Let nature be your teacher. She has a world of ready wealth, our minds and hearts to bless, spontaneous wisdom breathed by health, true breath by cheerfulness. One impulse from a vernal wood may teach you more of man, of moral evil and of good than all the sages can. Sweet is the lore which nature brings. Our meddling intellect misshapes the beauteous forms of things. We murder to dissect. Enough of science and of art. Close up those barren leaves. Come forth and bring with you a heart that watches and receives. Be in that wealth of the natural beauty, right? Listen to the gifts the Mother Goddess brings and accept them and be transformed. Watch and receive in loving kindness. All right. We are now going to go to our Ganapati oracle. We are going to ask the god Ganesha, that divine child, Lord of beginnings, guardian of the threshold, master of the Ganas, inspire us, bring us joy. What is the message? The message from Ganapati is joy. I ask to bring joy, and joy he brought. Isn't that beautiful? That bounty, that abundance. Be happy. Enjoy the wealth. Enjoy the beauty. Experience life to its fullest. Embrace these moments in love. Love yourself. Love life. Love those around you. And respect. Recognize that if you love something, you also respect it. Beautiful, right? And with that joy comes out of that mutual moment, right? Joy is the product of that interengagement of people coming together in celebration of life and love and each other, a respect for each other and community, right? Beautiful. Okay, we're going to go to Aleister Crowley, Amor Divina. All right. We're going to do the sortes, which is a form of bibliomancy, that is divination through literature. It comes to us from the Greco-Roman tradition, and we invoke the goddesses of inspiration, the muses, and we ask them to inspire us, to guide our hand, and to send us a message. So muses, inspire us this evening. How do we move and flow? What is the message from Amor Divina? All right, it says, the secret of the five, the mystery of the rose and the cross, and the one law of do what thou wilt. Wow, there's so much to unpack in this. The mystery of the rose and the cross, the combining of the masculine and feminine, the unfolding of natural reality, right? The physical and desire, time and timelessness, right? That expansive energy, which is just incredible and beautiful. And that's the mystery of creation, the magic of love. And then the one law, do what thou will. Well, he says wilt, I should say, do what thou wilt. But he is referring to a specific ideal, thelema in the Greek, will and desire, right? And this is the true will, which is connecting to that divine flow of Rhea, the unfolding of creation, and becoming the star. But in this conception of the star that we see in the Hellenistic philosophy, where each star is a unique power unto itself, right? Every man and every woman, every person is a star, is a unique beauty that has the right to shine and to flow unto itself. And in that ideal image, if we all are manifesting our true will, we are all moving in flow and in harmony together, as we should, as we are meant, with the Tao, with our Dharma. These are all kind of interchangeable ideas. Doing what you will, it's what you are meant to do, what you must do, what you desire to do, right? It's that eros, connecting to that cosmogonic eros, which is the driving force of all creation, you know, from the beginning of time and forward. It's beautiful. And that's why there's always underneath the law, do what thou wilt, love under will, right? All love must be seen through the reflection of love, as a manifestation of love, right? Will, desire is eros, and eros contains within it so much more than just desire, but love, right? It's beautiful. All right, let's continue. We are going to go now to Ore by Gabriel Macari. All right, muses guide my hand. What is the message from Gabriel Macari? O dearest draconian ambivalence, ineffable doubt and bewildering light, thy disparities and perplexities for the conscious mind are cause for much despair, but also many wonders. O dearest draconian ambivalence, ineffable doubt and bewildering light, thy disparities and perplexities for the conscious mind are cause for much despair and also many wonders. Wow. Intense. Ineffable doubt and bewildering light. Draconian ambivalence. The disparities and perplexities of the conscious mind are cause for much despair, but also many wonders. You know, there's so much to unpack here and to understand, right? This idea of taming the beast and transforming that draconian spirit into something that can be truly divine and humane. You know, so much of the alchemical experience and of the universal experience is received through this idea of evolution, of refinement, of growth, of transformation, right? The draconian spirits must become the human spirit. We must take responsibility. We must overcome our ambivalence, our greed, and our ignorance, our egoic self, right? We have to rise above and see things as they are and adapt through reason. Overcome the childish energy of, we have this law, do what thy will, and you can do what thy will with it, right? A lot of people interpret this as, I will take what I want. That is a very draconian, dangerous perception, a monstrous perception in many ways, an ambivalent one. And we have to overcome these things. It's interesting. Right? Ambivalence is a transforming, solid to liquid action and vice versa, encompassed within the body of the black worm. Its infinite characteristics by which the negative and positive coexist in strange harmony are stirring the universe and creating ripples through the mist. The draconian ambivalence or divine doubt is yet another inept way to explain the world of the acausal. I hope that helps. Wow, interesting. Out of nothing. Lots to think on there. All right, let's continue. We're now going to go to the Psychic Bible by Genesis Peorage and the Temple of Psychic Youth. Use this, guide my hand. What is the message from the Psychic Bible? Inspire us. The key to all of the manipulation is the fact that a lack of connection in us between the body, feeling, and mind has not been recognized. The majority has become so deformed that there is no longer any common language between one part and another. It is irretrievably lost. The only thing left for those individuals who seek intermediate existence is to establish a connection in a roundabout way, a fraudulent way. And these ways must be subjective, since they must depend on a person's character and the form his inner makeup has taken. Wow. Whoa. You see what they're talking about here? The key to all of this mental manipulation and control. This is a question that actually I had been asking myself for a while and was even discussing among my friends. And here it's being laid here and flat. The key to all of it is the lack of self-connection and understanding, the separation, the disconnection between mind, body, and soul, right? A misunderstanding of the self, right? And when you do not have this connection, you long for it so much that you can be led to believe whatever. And if someone gives you an image, gives you a body, you will accept it. Wow. Much to think on. Let's continue. We're now going to go to The Mystic Tarot and the Trees of Eternity by Oliver St. John. All right, use this, guide my hand. What is the message from the Mystic Tarot? Inspire us this evening. The path is the conjunction or union between the light of the primal God and the form of the primal goddess. The magic power of the 14th path is that of love filtres. Wow. The path is the conjunction or union between the light of the primal God and the form of the primal goddess. Time and timelessness. Desire and matter. Form and formlessness. Black and white, Beautiful. That's the lover's card, right? That alchemical wedding. The 14 is also the 5, the manifestation of the earth. This is about, embracing that love, seeking that love in our lives, looking for those connections, finding those others, whatever that other is, whether it's a manifestation in the self or a partner or partners or creations. There are many ways that love can appear. Love is of an infinite expression. And it's for you to find it and to connect with it and to create of it, to engage in that alchemical process of transformation, of becoming, of seeing yourself reflected in the other, right? Seek that other, create that other, become the new. Go through that alchemical connection. Walk in love, right? Pursue your will, but with that love. Beautiful. All right, we're now going to go to Byron. Okay, muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Lord Byron? Inspire us this evening. No more, no more, oh nevermore, my heart, canst thou be my soul world, my universe. Once all in all, but now a thing apart, thou canst not be my blessing or my curse. The illusion's gone forever, and thou art insensible. I trust none the worst, and in thy stead I've got a deal of judgment, though heaven knows how it ever found a lodgment. Wow. Interesting. We're seeing the reflection of love. We're seeing the other side of it. There are two sides to that creation. There's also that destruction, the separation, the distance, the loss that leads to judgment, which leads to a transformation of another, right? The finding of the self and the refinement of the self. Interesting. I want to read, there's another line right underneath this, which is just beautiful. It says, my days of love are over me no more. The charms of maid, wife, and still less of widow can make the fool of which they made before. In short, I must not lead the life I did do. The credulous hope of mutual minds is over. The copious use of claret is forbid too. So for a good old gentlemanly vice, I think I must take up avarice. Right. There's also, when love is spurned, when you cannot connect with the other, then you go through that process of the ionic transformation, the judgment card. You place the judgment on the self and are transformed by it, And you reflect upon your life. You go through that hermit energy and you refine the self. Beautiful. We're seeing two sides, right? Interesting. Both need to happen. Both must be faced. All right. We're now going to go to Entering the Desert by Craig Williams. Use this, guide my hand. What is the message from Craig Williams? The dilution of sacred images is one of the most perverse mirages of spirituality in the modern landscape. The dilution of sacred images is one of the most perverse mirages of spirituality in the modern landscape. Wow, truer words in my opinion. There's so much power in images, in the eidolon, in that connection, in those creations, in those attempts to experience beauty and produce of the divine, to represent the divine and a manifestation in reality. You know, there's such incredible connection and power there. Each image can tell a story. A truly sacred image is a living being. You know, it's animated with the power of a soul. It is deity born into form, right? It is a daimones. And we just take these things for granted. We see them all around us, you know. We mass produce them and not reflect upon their true meanings, you know. Don't fall for the mirage. Recognize the power in these images and look upon them. Gaze and be transformed. You know, there's a reason why I include the Great Mother Kali in every one of my talks. Think upon that. Watch fiends and rack screens. Antonin Artaud. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Artaud? Inspire us this evening. In the filth of a paradise whose first dupe on earth was not father nor mother who diddled you in this den, but I, screwed into my madness. And what seized hold of me, that I too rolled my life there? Me? Nothing, nothing. Because I am there, and it is life that rolls its obscene palm there. Okay? And afterwards, the old Artaud gets buried. In the filth of a paradise whose first dupe on earth was not father nor mother who diddled you in the den, but I, screwed into my madness. And what seized hold of me, that I too rolled my life? Me? Nothing, nothing. Because I am there, and it is life that rolls its obscene palm there. Okay? And afterward, the old Artaud is buried. What drives us to madness but the cycles? Life itself, that experience. Until the old self is destroyed and we are reborn anew in the madness of reformation and creation. Oh, wow. In the filth of a paradise. Amazing. Okay. We're now going to go to Jaguar and the Priest. Use. Got my hand. What is the message? When the burning happened, a rain of fire reduced the center of the Earth's surface, the present site of Cancun, to ashes, destroying those who lived there. When the burning happened, a rain of fire reduced the center of the Earth's surface to ashes, destroying those who lived there. I always wonder about these mythic images and how far they go back, how deep into the collective mind, right? Could this have been from some great meteor, right? Could it have been something else? Who knows? But there's this collective memory here. There's this myth of this fire that destroys everything. And it's a constant image that we see in many different cultures. Interesting. When the burning happened. All right. The Name of the Rose by Umberto Eco. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Umberto Eco? He couldn't be sure the shadow at his heels was mine, as I couldn't be sure the shadow whose heels I followed belonged to him. But as I had no doubts about him, he had none about me. He couldn't be sure the shadow at his heels was mine, as I couldn't be sure the shadow whose heels I followed belonged to him. But as I had no doubts about him, he had none about me. Following someone into the dark blindly, without doubt. This makes me think immediately of the story of Orpheus and Eurydice. But in that story, there is doubt and a looking back to be sure of who's behind you. Even when that uncertainty hits, doubt takes over and there's a loss. But here we see the opposite, right? He couldn't be sure the shadow at his heels was mine, as I couldn't be sure the shadow whose heels I followed belonged to him. But as I had no doubts about him, he had none about me. No doubts about him. See, this is the secret. And this is the sad part, the truly sad part of that Eurydice story. I had no doubts about him, and he had none about me. What does that say of Orpheus? He had doubts about Eurydice. He doubted her ability, her capability, her intent, her love. And where there is doubt, there isn't that truth of connection. And he could not bring her out of the underworld for that reason. Wow. Let us continue. Oops. Sorry about that. We're going to have one more here. We're going to go to Bullfinch's mythology. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Bullfinch's mythology? Inspire us. This saying pleased the emperor and was accepted by the prince, for he thought by the aid of his unknown champion he should surely triumph in the fight. Wow. Manipulation, political intrigue, conflict, and conflict played out through another, right? There's something to be paid attention to here when you see this kind of intrigue, manipulation of that emperor, right? And in this instance, the emperor is trying to remain that neutral player. And in order to remain that neutral player is allowing for a conflict to unfold. But the catalyst or the secret here is that this person has another to fight in his stead, someone who is far more skilled, it seems. So therefore, it is not a fair fight. Interesting. Look into your own life. Look at the fairness and where there are conflicts. Who is manipulating who? Is the fight fair? If the fight is fair, then you should not play fair either. You know, you play by the rules as they are given. If they're broken, then you don't follow them either. All right. Interesting. Let us continue with our tarot. Okay. Before I begin, though, please give me a like and a subscribe. It really does make a big difference. And if you are at all interested in a private reading, reach out to me, snappydts@gmail.com, or you can find me on the Myth and Lore Discord, Snappy or Lady Snappy. Okay, here we go. We are going to use the Thoth Tarot of Lady Frida Harris and Aleister Crowley. And we are going to ask the spirit of Saturn Kronos to dissect our life, to cut it up and put it on the plate, to examine our connections, our conflicts, and to ask, how do we evolve? How do we rise above? How do we best move and flow? And how do we manifest our true will? And as always, the center card is the most important card. Here we go. Valor. Beautiful energy, Valor, and it's with something we've seen over the last couple of days. Valor is that energy of expanding upon one's success, right? About having the wherewithal to continue to grow and to expand and to build, to persist in that expansive energy. But to persist in this energy, one must be true and precise, you know? When you try to build upon success, it requires you to be greater, to be truer, to be more perfected, right? That 7 is about that refinement, growth. Let's continue. And here is our Emperor. We've heard talk of this energy, and this energy shows up. And what is this about, right? We've been seeing this energy over the last few days. There's this necessity to take charge, to become this authority, to ascend that throne, and to take that active role, to be the one who builds and protects, right? Who can take action and do what is necessary. But this, of course, as we know, is dangerous energy. It's complicated energy. The masculine and the feminine, it's always complicated, you know. And this energy, there is that side to it of the tyrant, of the selfishness. On one hand, this can be the greatest defender, the greatest protector and builder. And on the other hand, it can be the greatest tyrant, force of stagnation and control. But we have the valor here, right? Be true, be honest, be faithful, be a good king. You know what is necessary. You know how to approach. You've already had success here. This shouldn't be a negative thing, right? Let's see where this is going. And there's our counterweight. To the Emperor is the feminine energy of the Hierophant, that power behind the throne, the priestess. You know, in this particular deck, it shows up as the priest, as the Pope, right? But really, it is that inverse energy, right? The feminine ruler. This is Hera. This is that energy of that divine feminine, that flow, the manifestation, the authority of time. When these two energies come together, you have real incredible synchronicity and guidance. Beautiful. Wow. So this is about looking to this energy to be guided and to move into flow, right? And to manifest that unfolding project, to make sure that you're moving in according to that law, into that tradition, into that power, right? The Hierophant is that traditional power. It's that long-term energy. It's that manifestation of the flow of time. It is Venus in the earth, right? In that authoritative power. It is that papal energy too. It's interesting. Wow. Being valorous, connecting to that Taurus, that Venus in the earth, manifesting that authority of the Emperor and being true. See where this is going? The Knight of Swords. Wow. The Knight of Swords is that outgoing energy, right? The one who wants to move and attack and defend. That knight who wants to work in reason and manifest the reason. operating in that air, in that conflict space. He is flighty and expressive and is moving in that justice, towards that justice, to defend that truth. Beautiful energy. And connected to that Knight of Swords, we see the manifestation of science, pure reason, right? The logic balanced into that middle path so that we can move in perfected flow, where we can see everything from a reasonable perspective, take into account our actions, and make the best path forward, right? Walk in reason, walk in strength and in balance. This is such incredibly powerful energy. To see that Knight of Swords, that force who pursues reason with that power of reason. Incredible. Where's this going? On the other side, we see this Prince of Discs, that young energy, right? That reckless energy, incredibly beautiful energy of transformation that wants to build and manifest within the earth, right? The discs is that totality of the elements, that earth. And the prince is that immature, youthful energy that wants to build, that wants to grow, that wants to transform. And this is energy that needs to be educated, that needs to experience the world, that needs to be guided and to be taught and to be embraced and worked with. You know, it can go in a multitude of ways. This is energy that can come in and, like a bull in a china shop, knock everything down. Or it can be that energy that can go and transform your fields and produce the most incredible crops to sustain everyone in your community, right? Beautiful, youthful energy. It's about learning to work and adapt with this youth and to show them the right way. And that's where we see this incredible connection here, the prince and the knight. The prince has the ability to nurture and to show that energy through logic and reason, how to go, how to upgrade, right? And this is what it's about. This knight needs to approach this prince with that reasoned energy, that logical energy. Interesting. Let's see where this is going. Now we have the Eight of Wands, Seven of Wands, then the Eight of Wands. That passionate energy is explosive, right? It's moving incredibly fast. This is that energy of swiftness, of Hermes, of communication, of movement, of that fiery passion exploding and expanding. It is just before the 9, which is the strongest number, right? This is that moment just before the explosion starts to kick in. Everything is going to happen quickly. All of the things are starting to really kindle, right? It's that penultimate moment. If we can manifest this valor, things are going to happen quickly. This transformation is coming. This passionate, fiery energy, right? We just need to be in this energy of the night, that mature force of reason and logic to be able to ride this wave, to be valorous enough to handle the swift transformation, that coming wave. Beautiful. Let's see where this is going. Yeah. What's coming in quickly? What is that Eight of Wands connected to? That swift energy, that fiery energy, to this Aquarius, to the manifestation of our dreams, the drawing down of the stars, right? That Aphrodite Komotheo, incredible energy, wish fulfillment, manifesting. This is what you desire coming in quick and coming in soon. Beautiful. Wow. Disappointment. What I'm seeing here in this disappointment energy is that there is all of this connection, but there is a disconnection. There is a unflowing of these waters, right? There's a disappointment here in the love department, in our relationship department, because there isn't an inability for this to flow. But this is changing quickly. We are overcoming this. We are manifesting beyond this, right? The 5 is one away from the 6, which is that incredibly balanced energy of the pleasure, of that incredible flowing exchange, that loving, transformative exchange in perfect balance and harmony, right? We just need to continue to pursue this love, to work towards it, to manifestate it. You know, it's disappointing now because we are feeling the distance. We are feeling the separation. We are feeling the disconnection. But this is changing. And our love is coming in hot and quick in that fiery swiftness. We just need to embrace this passionate energy, right? Overcome that emotional disappointment through the acknowledgement of this love and passion and that desire. Focus on what we want, on that will. Do what we will, right? Don't focus on the present moment. The present can be so hard, right? But what we're seeing here is this incredible beauty coming in, and it's coming in hot. You just need to be strong and true. Continue in this pursuit. You've been working towards this, right? Beautiful. Okay. Before I flip, please, once again, give me a like and a subscribe. It really does make a big difference. And if you are at all interested in a private reading, send me an email, snappydts@gmail.com, or you can message me on the Myth and Lore Discord. I'm Snappy or Lady Snappy. You can find everything in the description below. And let's take a look. Here is our fully formed and unfolded square. So let's start here. Yeah. The Emperor is that energy that can ascend the throne and draw down the stars. The one who takes the authority to manifest what they desire, right? That power to flip the poles, that ram that can ascend the mountain, you know, that energy of Aries on which the magic happens, right? It is in the field of Aries where the golden fleece sits. And you need to embody this energy. The key is to approach it with that reason, with that balanced approach, to recognize the power of this authority, and to approach this without greed. You know, when you draw down the star and you manifest your wish, pursue love, pursue your true will, pursue wisdom. Utilize that force of reason. Do not pursue greed. Do not pursue power. Do not pursue that which will bind and destroy you to negative energy, right? Interesting. Okay. Now we go to the 7. That valorous energy, being true to this image, to our desires, to what we've been working towards, what we want and what we are manifesting, right? And the key to this energy too is being that logical reasoned knight, the one who moves forward with that force of reason to pursue their desires through that actionable energy and that force, right? The knights go out to manifest. Interesting. And this is all coming in such powerful, quick, transformative energy. We have to be true and be able to be mature enough to move and ride with it, to be that logical reasoned force, right? Part of the night is about knowing when to fight too, when to defend and when to engage, when to retreat, when to move forward. You know, the night is incredibly powerful. It can be a great defender or it can be a great warmonger. You must be the valorous force to ensure that it is true, just like this emperor, right? Interesting. You come here. Wow. The Prince of Discs energy, right? That energy of trying to transform and manifest a reality, but we're showing up immature. We're showing up reckless. We're showing up with that desire to have things happen now. Now, this is beautiful energy of transformation, and there's power here and desire here, but it must be channeled. It must move with that intuition and that authority of the Hierophant. It must connect to that great mother, that empress energy of Hera, right? In that counterpart to that divine masculine. It's interesting. You know, when you look at the marriage of church and state, this is the authority of the church, that temple, that priestess lineage, the other side of that power, right? And this is going to be that guide, following and being in that disciplined mode, that long-term energy of working, of seeing the flow. And that's going to how you're overcome this disappointment. Recognizing that right now the separation is necessary, and that all of this is moving according to the divine plan. You know, you just need to have the patience and the maturity to do the hard work necessary to go through this energy of the Hierophant and to transform this 5 into the 6. You know, there's disappointment here because you're showing up immature, you're showing up reckless. And some of this disappointment is because there is this separation now. But we need to understand that this is being swiftly overrun by this wish manifestation, swiftly transforming. It is only a present. We are building upon this, right? The love is here. There's pain because we recognize the love and we feel the distance and the separation. But the 6 is almost there, that pleasure of connection, that free flow, right? We're 1 cup away. Beautiful. All right, let's now do our crosses. Yeah, we start with here. That Prince energy, right? It has that power to transform its surroundings, to manifest this energy of the star, but we must be true to ourselves and valorous, right? We want to upgrade this energy. We want to transform this energy into the night. We want to utilize this youthful, passionate fire to build and to transform and to draw down that star, to connect in that truly profound way. Interesting. Wow. Okay, let's look at our other cross. Yeah, this shows us how to understand. We need to be true to this loving pursuit. Recognize that we're building and manifesting. We are bringing in this loving manifestation of the star. We are manifesting our will, our dreams. We are currently in that in-between state, right? As things are growing, you know, and we are feeling the disappointment of the disconnect, you know, of that moment before connection. But this is all transforming. The key is to see the reason, the science behind it. If you can approach this reasonably, if you look at the world and everything and how this energy is manifesting, this disappointing energy is about to change. It's about to move. Everything is happening quickly. You know, just be true to your wish. Just keep that love in mind. Let that love inflame you. Let that love allow you to be that strong, authoritative power. Let that love manifest in a way for you to connect to that tradition, to that intuition, to that powerful flowing energy of that divine feminine. You know, that Hera, Zeus and Hera combined, we see here. Amazing. Wow. Be true to your image. Do not worry about the disappointment. This is changing swiftly. Our dreams are manifesting. We are moving in flow. Be that mature knight. Pursue this with reason. All right. Beautiful. I hope that resonated with you. It certainly resonated with me. Pursue your dreams. Continue in flow. Recognize this moment of disappointment is just the moment before the wealth comes in. You know, recognize the love that is around you and use that reason to see the love that is coming. You know what is coming. You know what is coming, and it may be painful in this moment, but beauty is on the horizon. All right. Let's do one more message from Ganapati Ganesha. All right. Lord Ganesha, the divine child, the Lord of abundance and joy, the wealth and creation, the guardian of the thresholds, the Lord of the Ganas, inspire us this evening. What is the final message? Determination. The 7. Pursue that fiery determination. Continue with what you want. You know what you want. You've been working towards it. You have a dream. You have an image in your mind. Be determined to pursue it. Continue to manifest it. The fires are burning. The transformation is coming in swift. This moment may be painful, but it is but a moment. All right. Peace and love, everyone. Thank you so much. And I hope I will see you again tomorrow for another live tarot and sortes. Take care.